Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So here in this video we will see the problem based on the density function of a random variable. So the density function in general is represented by small f x of x, whereas if it is the distribution function it is denoted with capital fx of x, whereas if it is a density function it is represented as small fx of x, right? So here it was asked to find the probability of 0 less than x less than 1. So for this we have to use the property of the density function. Probability of x1 less than x less than x2 is, so we have to integrate the density function whatever range it is given. So between those limits we have to integrate the density function x1 and x2 fx of x dx. So here in the problem statement it was asked to find probability of 0 less than x less than 1. So here x1 is 0 and x2 is 1. So x1 is 0 and x2 is 1. So that is equal to integral 0 to 1 fx of x is given as, so between the limit 0 to 1, so lies in this range -2 to 2. So the density function between these values is x square by 3. So x square by 3 dx. So from the formula of integrals integral of x power n dx is nothing but x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So if you substitute that, it will be, here n is equal to 2. So here n is equal to 2. So x power 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 is 3. So it will be x cube, already 1 3 is there, so 3 into 3, and we have to evaluate the limits between 0 to 1. So 1 by 9 we can take outside, and if we substitute the upper limit it is 1 cube minus 0 cube. 1 cube is nothing but 1, 0 cube is nothing but 0, so it is simply 1 by 9. So probability of 0 less than x less than 1 is nothing but 1 by 9. So this is the answer for the first bit. This is the answer for the first bit. Next, we are asked to find the distribution function. What is the relation between distribution function and density function? If we are given the density function, the distribution function, if we simply integrate from minus infinity to x, the density function, we will get the distribution function. So here the minimum limit that it is taking is -2, so that is why we can replace the lower limit. Instead of minus infinity we have to substitute 2, because the density function is existing between the range, or the lower limit is -2, so that is why instead of minus infinity we are writing -2, and the upper limit will be as it is x, and fx of x is simply x square by 3 dx. So as we have just now seen, integral of x square is x power 3 by 3, so it will be x cube, so 3 into 3. Now substitute the limits. Now we have to evaluate this between the limits minus x to x. Now if we substitute, we can take 9 outside. If we substitute the upper limit, it is simply x cube minus of -2 whole power 3. So -2 whole power 3, it is nothing but -8. So outside there is 1 minus, so minus minus it will become plus. So it is simply 1 by 9 into x cube plus 8. So the distribution function is fx of x is equal to 1 by 9 into x power 3 plus 8. So this is the distribution. This is the distribution function x cube 1 by 9 into x cube plus 8. So the next bit, last bit is we are asked probability of mod x greater than 1. Probability of mod x greater than 1. So mod x will take two values, or mod x we can write it as simply x for x greater than 0, x greater than 0, and minus x, mod x will be minus x for x less than 0, x less than 0. So this probability of mod x greater than 1, we have to divide for two parts, for x less greater than 0 and x less than 0. So here in the density function, the x is taking values between negative values as well as positive values. So that is why we have to consider for both values of x. So this will be probability of x, simply for greater than values it is simply plus x. So probability of x is equal to greater than 1 plus probability of for x less than 0 it will be minus x for greater than 1. So probability of minus x greater than 1. So this we can write it as probability of, if we multiply with minus sign, so this greater than will become, if we multiply minus on both sides, so this will be x, greater than will become less than, and this one will become minus 1. So probability of mod x greater than 1 will be probability of x greater than 1 plus probability of x less than minus 1. So now we have to evaluate two integrals or two values, probability of x greater than 1 and probability of x less than minus 1. Probability of x greater than a, probability of x greater than a is nothing but the lower limit will be here a. It is, we have to evaluate probable integral from a up to infinity fx of x dx, and whereas probability of x less than a, means up to a only. So here in this case the upper limit is a, probability of x greater than a means lower limit is a and upper limit is infinity. So whereas probability of x less than a means we have to evaluate the integral only up to a. So the lower limit will be minus infinity fx of x dx. So now if we substitute this, probability of mod x greater than 1 will be, the lower limit here it will be 1, to infinity fx of x dx plus integral minus infinity, the upper limit here it is minus 1 fx of x dx. So one limit is from 1 to infinity, the other limit is minus infinity to 1. So but if you observe, the lower limit is minus 2 and upper limit is 2, maximum limit is 2. So because of this the limits will be, instead of plus infinity the upper limit will be 1, because outside greater than 2 it is 0, the density function is simply x square by 3 only from minus 2 to 2. Remaining, except these limits, for the remaining limits it is 0. So that is why here instead of infinity we are replacing with 2 fx of x dx, and similarly it is defined only up to minus 2. So that is why the lower limit, instead of minus 2 it was changed to minus 2 minus 1 fx of x dx. Now substitute the density function, integral 1 to 2. The density function is x square by 3 dx plus integral minus 2 to minus 1 x square by 3 dx. Now integrate this, so it will be x cube by 3 into 3 between the limits 1 to 2 plus x cube by 3 between the limits minus 2 to minus 1. So sorry, here there will be one more 3. So 1 by 9 you can take outside. 1 by 9 you can take outside. So upper limit is 2. So 2 cube minus 1 cube plus, here if you substitute the upper limit, so it is minus 1 whole cube minus of minus 2, lower limit is minus 2, minus 2 whole cube. So 2 cube means this is simply 8 and this is simply 1, and here this minus 1 whole cube means minus 1 minus, and minus 2 whole cube means minus 8. So now if you substitute, it will be 1 by 9. So 8 minus 1 plus, so this is minus 1 and this is minus of minus, it will be plus, so it is 8. So if you simplify, so 8 plus 8 16 and minus 2, so it will be 16 minus 2, that means 14. So 14 by 9. So final answer, probability of mod x greater than 1 is 14 by 9. So this is how we have to solve if probability of mod x is given. Probability of mod x is given means we have to consider the value of x for x greater than 0 as well as for x less than 0. So I hope everyone is understood the problem. If you have any doubts, please comment in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, share with your friends and classmates. Thank you.